You have walked a path filled with misunderstanding and ridicule. At times it seemed as though the world could not bear the truths you carried within you. And now, those who once mocked you find themselves at your feet, seeking the wisdom they once rejected. How ironic that those who laughed in scorn now nod in reverence. This is the path of those who are ahead of their time. It is not an easy path, but a necessary one. And you, dear listener, are living proof of its quiet strength. People did not reject you because you were wrong, but because your truth frightened them. It threatened the comfortable illusions they had built around their lives. Fear often hides behind laughter or dismissive remarks. They did not mock you because they saw flaws in your insight, but because they feared the change you embodied. And when the wave of reality finally swept over them, when the truths you spoke could no longer be ignored, regret began to spread in their hearts. They did not reject you, they rejected the discomfort of facing their own illusions. Your quiet confidence has always been your strength. While others fought for attention, raising their voices to be heard, you stood in calm certainty. This silence unsettled them. It forced them to question themselves in ways they were not ready for. They mistook your calm presence for indifference, overlooking the power hidden in your composure. In time they came to realize that silence can speak louder than words, and that stillness in the midst of chaos is a strength only the wise possess. Is it not ironic that those who once dismissed your knowledge now seek it? They come to you, humbled by the realization that what they once ridiculed was what they needed most. Yet their pride often keeps them from openly admitting they were wrong. They phrase their questions awkwardly, but you see it. You see through their hesitation. You understand that their journey toward truth is still unfolding, and you meet them with grace, even when they do not deserve it. Foresight is a gift, but also a burden. To see what others cannot often means walking alone. You saw illusions crumble, lies dissolve, and truths come to light that others could not bear. It is isolating. Their ridicule was never about you, it was about their own discomfort. It is easier to laugh at what they do not understand than to admit they may be wrong. But their laughter was never a reflection of your flaws. It was a reflection of their fear. While they played checkers, you were playing chess. They chased quick wins, easy solutions, and shallow victories, while you planned for the long game. Your strategy, built on patience and wisdom, always outlasted their impulsiveness. In the end, your quiet moves led to a checkmate they never saw coming. Their short-sightedness was their downfall, while your foresight became your triumph. But this triumph did not come without its cost. Knowing too much, too soon, weighs heavily on the soul. You watched them stumble into mistakes you could have spared them. But they would not accept your guidance. Their ignorance deepened your sense of isolation, and though you tried to help, their pride built walls you could not break down. Their ego was always the enemy, not you. Their pride blinded them to your wisdom and made them resistant to change. To admit you were right would have meant confronting their own weaknesses, a fear many were unwilling to face. So they resisted. They denied. But ego is fragile, and it eventually shatters under the weight of unavoidable truth. When the illusion of their superiority collapsed, they were left with the bitter taste of realization. They had mistaken your patience for weakness, your quiet strength for passivity. In their arrogance and self-deception, they underestimated you. But now they see the truth, you were always steps ahead. And while their arrogance left them vulnerable, your humility made you unstoppable. Vindication is bittersweet. At first there is a fleeting sense of satisfaction in being proven right, but it quickly fades as the deeper implications set in. The confirmation you receive does not erase the frustrations, doubts, and sacrifices you endured along the way. Instead of joy, you feel a quiet, reflective acknowledgement of the journey, the trials that tested your patience and resolve. Every choice to remain true to yourself, even when others doubted or dismissed you, came at a cost. Being right highlights missed opportunities, not only for those who ignored the truth, but also for you. You had to push through obstacles their ignorance placed in your path, delaying progress that could have come sooner. The price was not theirs alone, it weighed on your growth, your time, and your peace of mind. Yet you carried this burden without bitterness, but with grace, knowing each step was necessary for a greater purpose. The weight of truth is heavy and often isolating. It requires a strength not everyone possesses. While others turned away, you continued forward, even when the path was unclear. Vindication may bring closure, but rarely triumph. Instead, it offers the chance to reflect on the resilience and strength you have shown throughout the process. At the root of their rejection was fear, not malice. Fear is a powerful force, often more blinding than open hostility. They did not reject you as a person, they rejected what you represented, a mirror of their insecurities and a challenge to their established beliefs. You were living proof that change was possible, that their illusions of comfort and security were exactly that, illusions. Your presence disrupted the balance they clung to. It forced them to consider truths they were not prepared for, truths that would have demanded they reevaluate their lives and choices. This confrontation with reality is terrifying, especially when someone's identity is tied to the lies they tell themselves. So they resisted, not out of hatred, but as a defense mechanism, hoping that by rejecting you, they could silence the uncomfortable truths you embodied. But truth is patient. It does not push, it does not force. It waits for the right moment to surface, knowing it cannot be suppressed forever. No matter how desperately they tried to escape it, the truth endured, slowly dissolving their illusions. And when it finally emerged, it was undeniable, tearing apart the comfortable lies they had relied on. They never understood the cost of truth. To them, truth was an abstract idea, something to debate or dismiss when inconvenient. They did not grasp the emotional and psychological weight it carries for those who bear it. For you, truth was not just an idea, it was a calling, a responsibility you could not ignore, even when it hurt. Carrying truths others were not ready for was not only lonely, it was painful. It left emotional scars, a constant reminder of the burden you carried for the sake of integrity. These scars are invisible to the world, yet they run deep. While they chose ignorance and denial, you chose the harder road, the road of authenticity, which often meant walking alone. They were not prepared for the weight of reality, but you carried it anyway. You bore it not because you wanted to, but because you had to. It was never about proving a point, it was about remaining true to yourself and to the values that guide you. Even as they dismissed you, you stood firm, knowing that the weight of truth is a price worth paying. Now they can no longer ignore the truth. The comfortable illusions they once clung to have shattered, exposing them to the reality they tried so hard to avoid. They have lost the protection of ignorance and with it the false security it offered. Every missed opportunity and every ignored warning is now painfully clear, and they must face the consequences of their denial. For you, this moment is not about vindication, it is about perseverance. While they struggle to adjust to their new reality, you have already moved forward. The strength you developed along your journey has carried you beyond the limits of their understanding. Your unwavering commitment to truth has become a source of inspiration, a guiding light for those ready to see. Your strength is no longer yours alone. It has become a beacon for others seeking clarity and direction. While they wrestle with their awakening, you continue on your path, stronger and more focused than ever. The truth that once weighed heavily on you has become your greatest ally, empowering you to live authentically and inspire others to do the same. This is not about triumph or revenge. It is about peace. The peace of knowing that you were always on the right path, even when others doubted you. It is about embracing the journey of growth and truth, no matter how lonely or challenging it may be. And as you continue forward, remember this, your strength lies in your quiet determination and your commitment to truth. If these words resonate with your soul, write 777 in the comments. Let it be a sign of your alignment with this journey, a sign of your commitment to truth and growth. Subscribe to this channel if you are ready to continue exploring the depths of insight and wisdom. You are not alone on this path, together, we move forward.